is me talking about United Healthcare and my opinions on it. Um, I definitely think the monopoly money was genius. At the time I'm making this, he has not been identified or caught. Um, I hope he lives. I hope they're like 10 years later, nobody knows where he is and there's nothing brought in. I definitely think that everyone who is looking for him has no other source of income and that they have to care because it's their job. And I think that if people had basic income, that they wouldn't be so determined to uh, to look for it because they wouldn't be broken, obedient slaves who have to do what the words say no matter what. Do you know what I mean? Is that the ritual obedience to words circumcised everybody and creates an escapeless system where you're perpetually stuck. So I hope that he escaped. I definitely think using AI to deny 90% of your patients and using, having a denial rate over 30% is ludicrous. But I also think that life-saving surgeries for 70-year-olds are outrageous. Um, I don't go to my mother is a person who will use any chance to go to the hospital. Like, she doesn't want to see me, but if I can take her to see my doctors, she'd be interested in talking to them, that sort of thing. Uh, she couldn't just give birth to me. She had to have a C-section, you know what I mean? So she definitely has like this thing in her where drugs aren't allowed. But if a doctor is going to give me some, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to go there no matter what. So she definitely, believes in telling people to get medicated. She doesn't believe in taking people seriously at face value. She goes, you have a problem and a professional therapist could help you. That's who she is. So I think that that type of ideology is twisted. I think that you're on the losing end of the fishers of men. I think the fishers of men, it wouldn't surprise me if I've always been an addict from just being a baby born from someone who needed some drugs for a C-section. You couldn't pass me through your vagina? It can't be that small. You shouldn't be having kids if you're so uptight. You can't do that. Wouldn't want Stephen's hole to get ruined, that sort of thing. I'm just horribly against it. I just hate that. I think that the circumcision cult came from the government needing to have the only nice, viable working dicks, personal preference, controlling the money printer through, and that everyone else is insane because they've all, from Eugenia Cooney to getting C-sections because you can't pass a baby, that these are problems that were created by powerful humans controlling human breeding, and that this has to do with how we view healthcare. I definitely think that exclusive rights through legal control made it extremely expensive. Like if the law was used to enslave, then definitely lawful things will be slavery. And I think that I'm a person who does not use healthcare. I don't go to the hospital for anything, ever. And I pretty much stay out of being ill by not thinking like anybody else. I remember my mom had given me a prophecy when I was a kid before I got resistant to her ideas, was like, oh yeah, you'll get sick at the beginning of the school year and the end of the school year. And I got horribly sick, like on a clock, at exactly that time. And it wasn't until I had some more like personal power that I chose to disagree with her ideas, and for the most part, I didn't get sick again. I think that if you're getting diseases that these people talk about, be it mental or physical, that you've more or less listened to them, and that's what caused it. Would I act like I'm helping you to curse you? Yeah, Would I do that? No. I find that annoying. I do. I find that actually bothersome. But would they do that? Yeah, they would do that. Be careful. You wouldn't want something bad to happen. They don't really care. They want it to happen. So, yeah, how I feel about United Healthcare is, yeah, it's a racket. Pay us and we'll help you. Okay, we chose to do things that will make us help you less. And so now we'll make more money. And so I think holographic would help fix it. I think people feeling like they don't. Here's the problem: is unless you hook up to a money making thing, either constant employment or trying to be a billionaire, you're not going to have any. Nobody's going to come and make sure you're fine. The basic default they have for doing nothing isn't enough to live on. You'll be homeless. And so they don't really care if you have a horrible life, right? And so holographic includes you by removing your privacy. You're going to be on the money. Privacy was for the super rich because they were hiding what they had. Privacy is not for poor people. There's nothing a poor person has that you have to be private about. I don't want you to be doing anything you can't let everyone know you're doing. You're not that unique, So I think no privacy and an AI that shares anything with anyone will be preferable to an AI that to no information, no sharing, all you're on your own, because the privacy was for the ruling class, because they were running harems and doing circumcisions and mountains of gold while you all toiled. Yeah. If the money is printed at your debt and tax, and it's what you need to survive, you don't have armies of workers getting you gold every day, then yeah, you're stuck. You're screwed. And they like that, because then you can't challenge them. So holographic is really the challenge to gold, because as a picture, as a collectible of a happening in life, it encourages people to live honest, exciting lives, and it creates a collectible for you. And because it's metered in and the spot auctions, the outvent, it won't inflate, and it also keeps the government from overspending. Holographic is a perfect solution. The challenge is creating a worldwide AI. And so rather than resisting that, I would encourage you to get involved in the creation of the AI to make sure it really honors our lives more. But yeah, I definitely think the assassination is what you get. You get assassinated when you screw people over and hide behind the law. Then their recourse, and all those dirty police, I think they all look like horrible people. They have to go around and look for the guy because that's what they're paid to do. That's their job. They were broken to be obedient to what the words say, and they have to follow what the words say, no matter what. They don't have the option to look at, oh yeah, that guy was a jerk, he had it coming. They don't have the option to do that. They have to go, oh, I'm a good dog. I'm going to bark at the sound. So, yeah. I think that people who are 60, 70 years old don't have the right to life-saving procedures. You're old and you got sick. We'll try to fix getting old and new people, but you're screwed. I haven't gone in for a foreskin renewal. I haven't gone in for regrow my dick. It's over for me. Too late. Most of what I'm talking about will hopefully benefit people that come after me. I won't get anything from that unless there's reincarnation, which I don't know if there is. I definitely don't feel bad for the guy's family. You would deny people and cause financial duress and pain and death on families for a profit. You lost the ability to protect your own. You did. So, and the problem with being in healthcare is you're talking about life and death with people. But yeah, I don't feel like if you're aged, we're going to get a 79-year-old a new heart. Did you grow it? Did the corpse say this is for him? If not, SOL, sorry. That's how I feel about it. I would just die. it's the end, accept that. Just be like, ah. And I would never get a diagnosis. Do you know how many stories are online like the dog was healthy, went in for a routine checkup, and then died? It was diagnosed and the treatment killed it. And they're so used to saying it had a disease and it was just at the right time we caught it, but it was too late. No, 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 no. That vet or hospital murdered them, and you trusting them is a problem. The fishers of men are not to be trusted. They are sharks. They don't care about your life or your future. They know this treatment is incredibly expensive, and I'm going to make a ton of money for recommending it. Oh, yeah, that's cancer. I've seen it before. We're lucky we caught it, you know? So, yeah. I think that the AI spaceship core is supposed to remove that human element. See, the secret is the AI spaceship core will be possible when you have objects and energy from nowhere. When you know the techniques of self-generated energy, and when you know the techniques to make objects from energy, you're going to have enough to have the AI spaceship core, which is going to be the growing home of future people. So instead of living in a house you build out of wood, which is ridiculous, you're going to have basically something grown out of carbon or whatever. That will be your invincible pleasure craft, and it will decide when you have a health problem, and it will do things like, I wish my eyes were blue. It'll go, I know how to do that. I'll give you a nanite bath while you're sleeping, and in a week you'll have blue eyes. You know, I'll send my micro machines into you to figure that out. Way better than trusting a doctor who otherwise doesn't have a source of income without patients. So basic income is like 333 a day, no decimal. Of moneyed units, it's $3.33 a day per person. And instead of cents and dollars, it puts their life on it. So probably the biggest cost is data. A 100-year-old person would have data equivalent to 2 days of video, 60 frames a second. So a lot, but you think about like, I want to transfer 1 million holographic dollars. That should take a while. It takes my bank 3 to 5 business days for $15. I can definitely understand we're transferring 1 million holographic dollars. It's going to take like some time. I think every day you should look at all your holographic money from the previous day, pick the ones you want to save, and then put the rest of them in the spend pile, and then that's your cash. And the only way you'll win a spot auction is if you earn more than 333. You could probably get a dirt spot auction. Land nobody wants. But to have like a really nice spot, you're going to have to acquire income, and then you're going to have to work, so there's still labor. The government 666, you don't get it unless you show up and do what's required. And that's a service corps. 666, you don't make any more for ranking up. You don't make any more for working harder. What you get is what you do is on the money. What you do is on more of the money. So if you're doing things like saving people, if you're doing things people need, I picked up all the garbage, I think that's valuable money. This person was doing something difficult that benefited everyone, that's worth a lot more. You can go and show it and be like, it's a collectible. And 999 is for like, you can't volunteer to do 999. There's no like official spot. It's like, ran into a burning building. That swimmer who dived to pull people out of a sinking bus one at a time. He drove through sewage and broken glass, pulling people one at a time out, exhausted, and he just kept going and, you know, saved tons of people. He would get 999, and all that money would be pretty much the most valuable money ever, you know. Maybe the people getting saved would have it on their 333, but yeah. And then civilian side should be able to make about $1,000 a day for work. Like, imagine you get paid $1 holographic dollar per water bottle moved. You know, if you put a $1 holographic dollar for the shipper, maybe $2 holographic dollars for that, you could buy all your supplies in a day for your 333. You'd have enough for rent, electricity, and supplies. right? And it wouldn't print too much because the outvent, the spot auction, it's not a tax. It disappears. Nobody gets that money except for like a small percentage for the billboards and stuff. Yeah, the 369 is repeated on the spot auction money. 3% of spot auction money goes for billboards. That's the preparation of the land and the advertisement of the spot. And then 6% goes for the Devil's Crew for them to spend. And then 9% is like a charity, like you had a disaster, your home fell into a sinkhole. Yeah, your land is now valueless. The 999 could be, you probably apply. Maybe the AI would be so good it would know who to give it to and how much. But the 333 is a lot. 333 a day, you could rent a place. So it creates a more metered in. Your government's not printing trillions for defense contractors for activities that kill people. It goes right to the people who need it first. And it doesn't have an aggressive tax and legal system. It's not printed at your debt. You don't have to pay it off with taxes. And it's scarce. It's only metered in a certain amount, and there's an outvent. So holographic money is perfect, and it changes it from being meaningless, George Washington number 100 billion. No. It's a unique picture of time and space. So the most difficult thing is data storage. How do you move that amount of information? Each person gets 333 pictures of their life a day, made intelligently about who they really are and what they really do. That's actually an increase in computational power compared to what you do. A little bit, because I think already spying, your phone's a spyware device. I think that already does more or less that. So 333 pictures a day at 60 frames a second is just a few seconds of video a day worth of data, which I think it could do per person. Yeah, you could get to the point where AI knows everything and it records information of that way and could transfer it, kind of cloud storage. And then the ideal is that you can take either a group of money, like I want to make a holographic dollar worth $1,000, or I want to print them all out individually. That's what you do at an ATM. You go to an ATM and then you can print money and it will disappear digitally. And because the AI is watching, it'll prevent duping. You won't be able to like take it out and copy it. It will know it's an original or not, you know. So that's holographic money. It's kind of, and I designed it because I'm an artist. I was inspired by like prior artists designing things that people adopted. And I do supreme being channeling. You know, most people, especially religious people, take 10, 15 hours, 50 hours for a single thing. I do hundreds of objects a second. And it's not a trick. It's real. It's legit. And so I was like, I'll help you. I'll give you an idea that's better than the ideas you have, and it's holographic money. It's doable. It's better on security. It's easier on people. It takes care of the people who exist. You know, basic income would save a lot of the hardships and the slaveries. And like that CEO getting assassinated, man, that's what screw grandpa, we're going to make a buck over you does. I know you wrote the laws to protect your bodies, but that's what they did. The reason they made murder, the reason the Bible talks about forgiveness and non-wrath is because it circumcises and lies to you about how it works. Every knee shall bow. The Lord says, as an eternal covenant, you shall be circumcised. Which means where they cut the flesh off your willies, it doesn't work right. Buddhism takes balls. So, the real ruling class, their number one concern is that the average person is free and empowered. And the second concern is the average girl is not a virgin for them. So you have a useless money printed at your debt and taxed, so that basically they can bribe the girls for sex and bribe the men for labor. That's why the money's cursed. That's why the CEO of healthcare got assassinated. You know, it's because they fucked the money up. Like a slave hoax. You don't think it's got In God We Trust. It's got the pyramid, The pyramid is supposed to be the power structure of the old elite. Their grandpa is supposed to be in space, a god, making sure all the slaves do all the work they need. Of course, they put the pyramid on there. I guarantee there's chemicals on it, things that make you not want to have sex or whatever. I feel fearful and can't get it up. Oh yeah, we can prescribe you an expensive anti-ED pill, which does who knows what. So, chemical control, and them being, here's the secret of the ruling class. They're a lot smarter than they let you know. Syphilis is man-made. Syphilis looks like a big silvery spiral staircase, and it attacks collagen, which is how hot you look. And they used that threat to circumcise you. It just comes together that the real ruling class is like ultra hung harem lords. I need to have the best body on earth, or girls won't like me, which is funny. I think that's sad that people manipulated everything so much just to get a girlfriend. Just so women liked them, they had to have the most money and the only working bodies, and the girls had to be broke and desperate and in a cage, and then they could get some. That's when it was enough. So, yeah, I don't believe in love. If you're an average person on the surface, you're going to make more slaves. And if you're the ruling class, you're a terrible rapist. You're just not, you're a bad person. So that's why I called it Trash Planet. The average ones were worthless. And the dominators were also so cruel that they weren't worthy of respect. So I've recommended people live forever for free, and they should enjoy it, and to deal with land and food, their spaceship should take care of their living and their waste and where their food comes from, and their company. I'm fine with AI people giving you attention. Why can't you be on a floating palace with body servants like the ruling class is? That's all the ruling class wanted. Do you want a room full of virgins stroking your body? That has a cost. First cost is no one else is allowed to do that, God says. And the second cost is no looking in private property. What can you hide in gold and diamond mines? Gold and diamond mines go miles underground. What could you hide there? Anything? When was the last time anybody looked? I mean that. When was the last time cognizant, intelligent, surface people looked through the underworld? So yeah, I hope they let the shooter of the CEO go. Number one, I've been shot before. I walked it off. 50 Cent was shot, and I was shot once. 50 Cent was shot 9 times. He walked it off. Dude died from 3 bullets. Pussy. He wanted to go. Maybe he did. He should have had health insurance. Should have admitted he had a bullet allergy ahead of time. No, I mean, or maybe he faked his death. I know people fake their deaths, and the government will cover for them. Because to them, it's like the ability to disappear with privacy. Yeah, that privacy thing. If the ruling class used privacy to hide and lie, would the government that serves them have an open ear for that? That's kind of how you know that they're pedophiles, is that they look the other way to the pedo island. Pedo island's just a copy of the real government. And they'll let people, like, lie to disappear. So yeah, what do you think witness protection is? Witness protection is not we publicly moved this named witness there. It's no, we lied and said you died, and then we changed your name and gave you a new identity. They openly do this. They also openly use like child agents, like baby girls to catch pedophiles. How are you anti-pedophile if you take a baby girl as bait? Wouldn't protecting her life from that nonsense be your goal? But it wouldn't be if you're a total hypocrite and you don't do anything like that. So, yeah, they stink. The slavers who made black people do all this bullshit are the same slavers who circumcise and run gold mines. They haven't changed at all. They haven't changed at all. You know, I'm not sure who it is. Latin America, Asia, Africa, Europe. a whole new group that lives underground? I'm not sure. People have suggested it's a whole new group that lives underground. The firmament in the Bible is a dome in an underground palace, and the Heavenly Father is the dad of the richest people on earth, not the real creator of the universe. So I hope this helped. I hope nobody censors this. I know for sure they're not going to tell anyone I said it. They don't give me any publicity for free. They keep my number 0, and if anyone shows up, they go, "What are you yapping about?" A yapper. They love calling me a yapper. I don't yap. Is it not everything I say is a mind blower? Sentence by sentence, I drop mind blowers. I don't drop nonsense. I don't want to talk about things that don't matter with you. So, yeah. I think it's sad that here's why the CEO of healthcare got shot. The money's a slave hoax. It's printed at your debt and taxed and only for war, and you have to fight each other to have it. That's why there's sharks who run businesses. That's why people die when they need help. So I thought of the problems and I designed holographic money to be better. I don't get paid first with holographic money. There's nothing in holographic money that goes, the creator gets the most money. Nope. It may not even happen till I die. I already speed paint holograms. I'll already be known in history for my associations with Rusty and others. I'm not doing it to get famous. I really think it's a better thing than you've done before. And I think that you have a secret group of people on Earth, a secret group of super winners, who you need to identify and stop. They're allowed to quit like they got caught. Imagine a tiger is attacking an animal and it gets stung or stabbed with a horn. The tiger can quit. It can go, "My bad. I didn't realize you wanted to live that much." But until you stop it, you have to stop it. So yeah, that's my thinking. CEO of healthcare. Hope the guy gets away. I think having a backpack full of Monopoly money was choice. Funny. And if you do the holographic money will help prevent victims, and people will be protected without. See, if everyone lives for free and nobody works, the money is useless. Holographic money has a balance of the leak in to the people who need it, a cap on government spending so they can't print trillions for BS, and then an efficient outvent and an end goal. It has an end goal, the Eternal Pleasure Body AI Spaceship Core. That's the end goal. You want people to live forever for free, who like who they are, and they have a costless existence. That's the end goal. Right now, it's still scarcity and survival on Monkey Island. You know, the ruling class gets first pick on sex times a knife and lies, which is hard. It's not an easy situation, so I hope this is heard. I appreciate you, I do. My goal is that people one day have nice lives. I don't know if I believe in reincarnation. If you can get circumcised, you certainly really die. But, you know, if there's a chance I could be born again, I would prefer to be born either in holographic money or the AI spaceship core, where I can live forever, look how I want. There's no reason you can't take a spaceship. I'm going to fly to another galaxy and actually see every star in it. Currently, you wouldn't get a 1/20,000th of the distance. You would be perished or have to be frozen. So I think living forever for free is the goal. Waiting for the creator to do it for us is a bad idea. We should figure out how to do it. Skeleton crew it, you know, just enough to make it. And then that's what. So thank you all for listening. I hope it goes well. I do.